Hello, eighth graders. Happy Monday. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We had some gorgeous weather this weekend, didn't we? Hopefully you guys got to go outside and enjoy it. All right, so I'm going to show you this first problem that you have on the screen here without variables. Now, obviously, I could go ahead and add the numbers on the top together and then divide by 2. But just because of the problems we're doing, I want you to realize that you have to think of each of these as individual terms being divided by 2. It's not just one term, right? So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 10 divided by 2 is 5. So altogether, we would have a total of 8. Just like if we added 10 plus 2 plus 4, 16 divided by 2 is 8. All right, so some people think, okay, well, since the first term is divisible by 2, I can go ahead and cancel out the denominator and everything else stays the same. So that's not correct. So when we're adding unlike terms, you need to think that each of these individual terms is being divided by 2x. So we have 6x squared divided by 2x and minus 8x divided by 2x. Right? So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and x to the third divided by x to the first. Remember, you subtract those exponents, so you get x to the second. So we have 2x to the second, and we cancel the denominator. And the only reason we can cancel the denominator is because all 3 of the top terms is divisible by 2x. All right, the second term, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and x squared divided by x is x, so that's positive 3x. And then we have a minus sign. Minus 8x divided by 2x is 4. Okay, so see how that works? You have to think of them as it's almost like 3 separate terms. Number 2, we're going to divide every term by 5a. And finally, there we go. All right, so 5a squared divided by 5a is a. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And then a to the third divided by a is a squared. And then the last one is 25a divided by 5a is positive 5. And that's the answer. All right, you guys try the next 2 on your own and then check your work with me, please. All right, so 4, we have a negative divided by negative is a positive. So positive 5x squared. And then negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4x. And then 14x divided by negative 2x is minus 7. So we have 5x squared plus 4x minus 7. And that's our final answer. And number 5 would be, let's see, that would be 2x to the second power and then y to the third. And then we have 21 divided by 7 is 3. The x's cancel and we have a single y left. So how'd you guys do? I hope you got them right. All right, moving on. So here number 6 says if f of x is equal to 2x plus 5 and g of x is equal to x minus 1, we're going to find f plus g of 4. So basically what they want us to do is they want us to take f of x, add it to g of x, and then we're going to substitute our x's for 4. So 2x plus 5 plus x minus 1, we simplify that, we get 3x plus 4, and now we're going to substitute 4 for x, and 12 plus 4 is 16. Awesome. Now I want to show you a different way. We could have gone ahead and substituted 4 into both of the expressions first and then added them together, and hopefully we'll get the same answer. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 plus 5 wait, 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 plus 5 is 13. And then the second one, 4 minus 1 is 3. And then if the last thing we did was add those together, we still would have gotten 16. Okay, so you can do it either way. You could do it either way. All right, let me erase this. Now, number 7 says if f of x is x squared plus 13 and g of x is 5x minus 10, we're going to find f minus g of x. Okay, so this time we're not substituting. It doesn't give us a number to substitute for x. We're just taking f of x, the first one, which is x squared plus 13. And from it, make sure you go ahead and put these in parentheses, because since we're subtracting, that means we have to distribute that minus sign in the second set of parentheses. So make sure you always distribute that negative sign. So it's x squared plus 13 plus, or excuse me, minus, because we're going to change this to minus 5x plus 10. We combine like terms. This is a term on its own. And then minus 5x, it's by itself. And then 13 plus 10 is 23. And that's our final answer. If it gave us a number there, we would get a single number as an answer, but they didn't give us one. Number 8, so now, or is it 7b? Now that we have figured out what f minus g is, now we're going to substitute -3 for x. So we're going to do -3 squared minus 5 times -3 plus 23. -3 times -3 is positive 9. -5 times -3 is plus 15. And then we're just going to add those together. I'm feeling lazy, so I'm going to use my calculator. 10 plus 15 plus 23 is 47. 47. All right. Number 8. This time it says if f of x is equal to x squared plus 13 and g of x is equal to 5x minus 10, we're going to find f times g of x. So this time we are multiplying x squared plus 13 times 5x minus 10. So we're going to FOIL. We're going to multiply our first two. So x squared times 5x is 5x to the third. Our outside, -10 times x squared is -10x squared. Our inside terms, 13 times 5 is what? 65. So we're going to do positive or plus 65x. And then 13 times -10 is -130. Do we have any like terms? No, we do not. We do not have any like terms, so that is our final answer. 5x to the third minus 10x squared plus 65x minus 130. Oh, and it doesn't give us a number to substitute, so we're done. All right, so now it says if f of x is 12x squared minus 24x and g of x is 4x. Now we're going to find f divided by g. All right, so we have f divided by g. So once again, everything on the top is divisible by 4x. That's the only way our denominator is going to go away. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. And x squared divided by x is x. Minus -24 divided by 4 is 6. And our x's cancel. And so that is our final answer. Oh, and now we're going to substitute 4 for x. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 minus 6 is 6. And that is our final answer for 9b. So composite functions means basically you take one of the two functions and you put it into the other one. Okay, that's what a composite function is. The process in which the output of one function is the input for the next function, okay? So you always start in the middle. So I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to say a of x. Well, do you see what this 3 is in the place of x? So I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to substitute a 3 for x right there. So 4 times 3 minus 2. So 4 times 3 is 12, minus 2 is 10. Now I'm going to take that answer, and now I'm going to put that value into B. So see how B is on the outside? You start from the inside, work your way outside. So I'm done with that 3 now. Now I'm going to use a 10 to substitute in B of x. So 12 minus 10 is 2, and 2 is our final answer. So we start from the inside and work our way outside. All right, I've lost my mouse. All right, now it says if f of x is 3 minus 5x and f of x is x squared plus 2, find g of f of 0. All right, we're going to start on the inside. So we're going to use 0 in f of x. So see how this one starts with a g and this one starts with an x, an f. So we're going to take a 0 and we're substituting it in to this expression because f is inside the brackets. So we're going to substitute 0 inside. So 0 squared is 0 and 0 plus 2 is 2. Now we take f of x, our value of 2, and now we're going to put it into g. So right here, I'm using 2 for x. So 3 minus 5 times 2. So 3 minus 10, our final answer is -7. That's our final answer. All right, now number 12 came from a word problem, and you'll have a couple of those, so make sure you look at your examples very well. If S of D equals 4D plus 2, where D is the number of days after an outbreak, and T of S is equal to 2S plus 70, then find T of S of D, all right? So we want to take S of D. We want to take S of D. Well, all of this is S of D, and we're going to plug S of D into T for the letter S. Okay, so we're taking S of D, this whole thing in the brackets, and we're plugging it into the other equation for our variable. So since it doesn't give us a number here, we got to take the whole expression the way it's written. So we're going to replace that S with 4D plus 2 plus 70. So now the only thing we can do is use the distributive property. So 2 times 4D is 8D. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 70. So our final answer is 8D plus 70. And that's all the information we have right now. So this is our final answer. If it had given us a value for D, we would end up with a whole number, but we don't have a value for D. All right, one more. I think this is the last one, isn't it? Well, I don't know. Yeah, there's my mouse. Yep. All right, you guys try 13 and then come watch me, okay? All right, so we're going to start with G of X, and we're going to substitute 10 for G, or into G for X. So if X is 10, we're going to say 10 plus 9 is 19. Now we take this value of G of X and we're going to substitute it into F of X. So now this X value is going to be 19. So 10 times 19 is 190 plus 8. Our final answer is 198. All right. So these are a little bit confusing. You really have to pay attention. You need to write down these examples, keep them in front of you, write down the examples from the lesson. And when you go to do your own problems, you have all of these examples to look at. All right, so if you guys need a little extra help on these, please reach out and I will get with you. And we'll have a Zoom later in the week. I'll make sure I put it on the Canvas page so I can make sure I address all of your questions. Okay, guys? All right, y'all have a great week and I will see you soon.